From WXII 12 News, this is breaking news.
Tonight, our team coverage of Hurricane Florence, now no longer a major hurricane, continues.
The storm has weakened a bit, but still promises to pack a punch across the Carolinas. Chief Meteorologist Lainey Pope will break down what the latest track means for us.
Plus, live reports from the Triad and our coast as people everywhere brace for what Florence will do to us. And with that, we say good Wednesday evening. I'm Kenny Beck.
And I'm Talitha Vickers. Tomorrow, the mayor of Winston-Salem set to join several other local cities in declaring a state of emergency ahead of Hurricane Florence.
Let's begin our team coverage straight ahead with Chief Meteorologist Lainey Pope. That 11 o'clock advisory is in. Lainey, what are you seeing from it?
Well, the latest from the hurricane hunters is that the structure of the storm is significantly changing, and that is why you're seeing 110-mile-per-hour winds. The eye wall, they say, is really only about 50% around at this point in time. It's encountering some wind shear, which was anticipated out of the southwest. You can see how it's sort of tearing apart that southern extent of the storm. Now, that is why we're seeing the wind speeds come down. However, don't pay too much attention to this because the wind field is still growing, and this is still going to be bringing the same impacts to coastal eastern North and South Carolina. So it's moving northwest at 17 miles an hour. The clouds are already on shore. The radar and rain we're starting to pick up here. The winds haven't picked up all that much, but they will. And the wave heights that we're seeing out here, some 43 feet there near the center of the storm, 17 feet not too far offshore, and then right up against the piers and the coastline, wave heights right now running at about 7 feet. Those are set to go up. The forecast right now has it at a category 2. It has a brief window, a 6 to 12 hour period overnight while you sleep, where it could re-strengthen just a little bit. We're going to encounter less vertical wind shear, also going to move over some warmer water, but after that it's expected to slow down. So they're going to keep it at a category 2 as it's still expected to approach the North Carolina, South Carolina coast in that early morning Friday window, and then still expected to slowly work its way down the coast to the south and to the west. This still means heavy rain and wind. That turn still anticipated back to the north, and yes, we're still anticipating rain from this. They're going to keep all of these totals the same, 20 to 30 inches of rain in the east, up to 40 hurricane force winds, and the storm surge that is just over maybe 12 feet. For us, the extreme rainfall is well to the east. Less rain expected in our area, some 5 to maybe as much as 10 inches. It's likely not going to start tomorrow with mainly dry skies, but some of those rain bands are going to start to move our way in that Friday, Saturday time period. We'll break that down for you coming up.
Thank you so much, Lainey. Let's get a look at how things are going right now along the coast.
AJ Burnett joins us live this evening from Wilmington, North Carolina. AJ, we spoke with you earlier. You were in Wrightsville Beach. That was before mandatory evacuations kicked in and effectively kicked you and everybody else out. What's going on tonight from Wilmington?
Yeah, that's exactly right. We're in Wilmington, North Carolina right now. We're at the foot of the causeway that takes you right over to Wrightsville Beach. And Wrightsville Beach, as you can see here with all the police cars here, is effectively closed off. Not even residents can get back to their homes at this point. They've been told you need to turn around and head back inland because they are prepping for this storm. And as a matter of fact, there was some sort of a curfew that was put into effect in Wilmington as well, effectively shutting down the city for the most part. Really nothing, no stores, businesses open past the hour of 8 o'clock this evening. Take you earlier toward Wrightsville Beach, and you can see it's boarded up and almost a ghost town. Now, I did speak to a couple of police officers in the background there, and he did tell me, one of the officers did, that there may still be a couple of people that are, strictly staying where they're staying. I mean, they're staying put. They're not moving, despite the advice of police officers and officials heading through, begging and pleading them almost to evacuate and pull back inland, but they're saying, no, we're going to ride this one out. Nonetheless, again, nobody allowed back onto Wrightsville Beach, but those folks that may still be on the beach, on the barrier beach, are still going to be able to cross over the causeway back here into Wilmington and points farther inland as well. This is a very serious situation, despite the fact that the storm is not categorized as a Category 3 any longer. It's still going to kind of stall down to just to the south of North Carolina, off the South Carolina coast, and really cause some major coastal flooding and beach erosion and storm surge for many of the coastal communities along North and South Carolina. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you so much, AJ. Thousands of people have evacuated from the coast, heeding the warning. This map shows all of the counties in the Carolinas given evacuation orders. It includes Wrightsville Beach, all the barrier islands, and Charleston County, South Carolina. Now, some of those people are headed to the Triad as we speak. In fact, shelters are open across the state to give them a place to stay.
That is the good news. The bad news is they are filling up and filling up fast. Let's go to Steve King. He is live tonight in Winston-Salem outside of a shelter in the city that opened up at the Coliseum. Steve, what do people need to know if they need to stay here?
Well, the LJVM Coliseum opened its doors a few hours ago, and right now there's about a dozen people using the Red Cross emergency shelter here, but there's room for hundreds more. Now, we spoke with a Wilmington couple who came to the shelter to get away from the hurricane, and they say right now they're just happy to be out of harm's way and with each other.
That's where it counts.
Especially after driving 3.5 hours to get here. Yes, just knowing that we are together and that there's a safe place where we can lay our heads, it means a whole lot.
This shelter, which will be available the next 2 weeks, has cots, bathrooms, showers, food, snacks, and water. Now, Red Cross leaders say they had to open the shelter at Joel Coliseum because other shelters near the coast either filled up or are in harm's way. There will be Red Cross members at this shelter here at the Coliseum who can help connect people to needed resources in their hometowns to help them rebuild their lives when they leave the shelter in the next 2 weeks.
We want to ensure that everybody has somewhere to go indoors, out of the storm, safe, neutral environment where we can provide, food and other support, just to ensure that they're able to, number one, have a place to go out of the storm, but also be able to get information on what their recovery might look like.
Now, pets are not allowed here at the shelter at the Coliseum, but people can bring their pets to the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Annex instead. Now, for a full list of all of the emergency shelters open across our state, you can visit our website, WXII12.com. Reporting live from Winston-Salem, Steve King, WXII 12 News.
Great information. Thank you so much, Steve. Airbnb is trying to help people find a place to stay. Earlier this week, it activated its Open Homes program for people evacuating or relief workers in the thick of the danger zone. Local Airbnb operators in Winston-Salem, Greensboro, and Asheville are now opening their homes free of charge. The same goes for rooms available in South Carolina, Virginia, Georgia, and Tennessee.
Closer to the coast, the rush to get needed supplies turned into a fight for water and food. This is video sent to us from a Walmart in Durham. You can see a big crowd of people kind of pushing and shoving. I got some shopping carts in there as well, all trying to get some of the very last gallons and cases of water. Some employees also in the crowd trying to break up the scrum.
Duke Energy is preparing for the worst possible scenario. The company says 20% of the Carolinas could end up in the dark. That's between 1 and 3 million people. Big impact here. North and South Carolina have a population of a little over 15 million. More than 20,000 people are on standby to restore power. That's the most in company history. Well, parts of the northern coastline may be breathing a sigh of relief as it looks like they won't get the worst of the storm.
Our Lowell Melzer is up north in Nags Head, North Carolina, after speaking with some people who've decided not to leave the coast. He has details on the situation there.
Good evening from the Jeanette Pier here in Nags Head, North Carolina, where it's difficult to see right now, but the waves are certainly starting to pick up out here. We're seeing waves anywhere from 6 to 7 feet, and it's expected once Florence finally gets here that those waves could be 15 feet plus. Now, as far as storm surge right now, forecasters are expecting that storm surge to be anywhere from 4 to 8 feet. For the past couple of days, folks here have been preparing for the storm. Tonight was really their last chance. Lots of boarded up homes and businesses. Virtually all businesses are now closed, just a few stray convenience stores, maybe a restaurant or two, and the Publix grocery store actually closed tonight at 10 o'clock, and folks there say that they will reopen once things are safe. For the most part, folks who wanted to leave have left, but most of those folks who live here full time are staying, saying they're riding this hurricane out like they have hurricanes in the past. One final note, Dare County Sheriff's officials initially said that they would be closing Route 158 at 7 o'clock tonight. They have now changed that to 8:30 tomorrow morning, giving folks one last chance to get out. That's the very latest here in Nags Head, North Carolina. I'm Lowell Melzer, WXII 12 News.
Thank you, Lowell. All along the coast, people are hoping their preparations will hold through whatever ends up coming.
And our Nigel Robertson is live in Charleston, South Carolina tonight, where evacuation orders are still in effect. Nigel, how are things looking where you are?
We are at one of the many marinas on this side of Charleston. Let me step out of the way. You can see some of the huge boats here. We've seen a couple of boat owners out on their boats, tying them down, making sure that they're protected from both the winds and the storm surge. In fact, the wind and the currents in the water already picking up here. Take a look at this. We headed out to Folly Beach this evening just to see how the beach was holding up. Yes, people were actually out in the water. Remember, there is a mandatory evacuation here. The famous pier off limits, homes boarded up. Almost all businesses are closed, yet some very brave surfers were actually out in the water. We found one and asked him what it's like out there in those waves.
Just watching it, you can see the lines starting to come in and filter in from offshore. It's been pretty slow the last couple of days, but I think it's finally starting to show signs of coming in.
Now, in order to keep those who did not evacuate safe, police at Folly Beach have issued a mandatory curfew from 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. No one is allowed out. Also, the Charleston International Airport tonight at 11:50 will shut down all of its runways, meaning the airport will close. No flights in, no flights out. In Charleston, Nigel Robertson for WXII 12 News.
Thank you for that update, Nigel. There is still a little time to get everything ready if you haven't done so just yet. Here's a few things to check off of your list. Stock up on food and bottled water. Keep in mind that stores, as you just saw, are packed and lines are long, so please be patient. Get flashlights, batteries, and you'll definitely want to charge up your cell phones and your tablets. Refill any prescriptions that you need over the next several days, and bring in or tie down anything in your yard that could blow away in the wind.
And you can get important information about Hurricane Florence any time of day on the free WXI 12 News mobile app. You can find information about the latest track, list of shelters that are open, and which schools and universities are canceling classes. Spoiler alert, most of them. We'll also send breaking news alerts straight to your smartphone or tablet. It is a free download.
When we come back, final preparations, what homeowners and businesses are doing to make sure they're ready for the worst that Hurricane Florence could bring.
Well, we all know that hurricanes bring rain and wind. The highest wind gust threat is going to be along the coastline, where we're anticipating winds that are going to be in excess of 100 miles an hour, at least the gusts. Also anticipating that some of those inland winds could come as far west as the Triad. So there is the potential that we could see wind gusts to tropical storm force strength in parts of the Triad. I'm going to talk a little bit more about when you would expect that and the chances that those could be higher or lower coming up.